Hi, welcome to another fantastic food video from me. Today you are in such luck because I am giving you the most fantastic pie crust recipe and you are going to love, 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 love. Okay, I am making an oil pie crust. This recipe came from my family, and it might have started with my Aunt Joanne, and then it was passed to my mom and my Aunt Barb, and these are the pie crusts that they make all the time. So first we start with flour, and of course I didn't get it out, so I need to go grab my flour. Okay, not too far away because my kitchen is not that big, but big enough to do all this great cooking. It doesn't matter, you don't have to have the ginormous kitchens. You can have any size kitchen that works for you. So I am putting a cup of flour into this bowl and another 3/4 a cup and 3/4 of flour, nice and level. So that is my flour. And then I need a teaspoon of salt. So I have this awesome little salt holder. I have regular salt on one side and then like the bigger flake of salt on the other side. So here's my teaspoon of salt. I love this holder. This is something I learned from Paula Dean. She always used this and her son used it on his cooking shows. So I'm going to plug them because those were awesome. I need to yell at my dog, Tater, because he's getting into my closet that I forgot to close. I'm going to put the flour away so I can close my pantry so Tater doesn't get in it. Tate, watch out, bud. All right. Putting that away, closing the door, hitting Tater in the head. I'm back. Okay. Now I need a tablespoon of sugar, which is in the closet. Wow, I am not so organized today. I'm gonna close the door this time. All right, sorry. Now I need only a tablespoon of sugar because you don't want your crust to outshine whatever you're gonna put into it. So I've got all that. And then I'm just gonna use, some people use pastry forks or pastry whatever. I don't have one of those. A fork works just as fine. So I'm mixing together my flour, my salt, and my sugar in this bowl that I've had forever. It is like one of the bowls my mom makes her pie crusts in, you know, whatever works for my mom, you know, it's gonna work for me too. So, got that. Now I need the wet ingredients. So I've got Crisco oil, that's usually my oil of choice. And I need a half cup of oil. I have a hair too much, so I'm gonna put a little bit back in there. Now it's perfecto. So half cup of oil. And I need 4 tablespoons of cold water. It has to be cold water to make it all mix well. So I'm gonna get my sink going here. I just washed my hands, so it was hot. So I'm gonna let it run for a minute to get it a little bit colder, but I don't want it down so much. Oops, there we go. There, nice and cold. So 4 tablespoons, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm gonna get that fork again and just mix it really good till it starts to form, you know, the dough. And again, this is one of those things that you don't want to overmix, because then your pie crust will be hard and it won't be as flaky. You know, when people talk about pie crust, they always want them nice and flaky. So I'm just going to get that all incorporated so it looks like a dough and it's holding together. If I wanted it to hold together a little bit, that's what it looks like. That's pretty good. I could add just a touch more water, but I think I'm good. I think I'm good. And now, all you have to do, you don't have to roll anything out. There is no rolling pins to this. You just put it all in your pie pan. And now you just start pushing it in. And it only makes, sadly, one large crust. So if you're making more than one pie, of course you're gonna have to do more than one crust. And I have tried to double this before, but it loses something when you try to double it. So it's so fast and easy that I've just started, you know, doing one at a time, putting it in the shell, pressing it in, and then just make my next one. And I usually keep doing it in the same container when I make one after the other. But I've noticed that when I do that, you will have to add a little bit more water, because for some reason it gets a little more dry. Maybe because there's a little bit of flour residue in the container from one pie crust to another. And you see it's coming together pretty good. I just keep using the heel of my hand and my thumbs to form it. And it is almost done. And then I really need to get my oven going at 425. Let that preheat. I almost have this all set. Let me move this out of the way so you guys can see this beautiful, super easy pie crust that you can, you know, do whatever you want. You can do some apple pies. My favorite apple pie that so you don't have to do a top crust, because you really can't do a top crust with this, is what is it called? Dutch apple pie. That's what it's called. Perfect for this kind of pie crust. What I make a lot is peanut butter pie. Maybe if you're lucky, I might share that recipe with you, but I don't know. It's kind of a hidden gem for my family that I kind of make it a secret. Now what I'm doing is I am just putting my fingers like this on the pie crust to make the edges a little bit prettier. This is exactly what my mom used to do when I would watch her. So all the people in our family kind of do it like this. My niece, Jillian, she is an expert pie person. Sometimes when we all get together for the holidays and we're making pies, then somebody will be working on the pumpkin part and somebody will make up the pie crust, and then we put it in, and my niece will pat them all in, so she would get the job of doing that. My son has done it before for me when I've had to make numerous pies. So check it out. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's so flavorful. It tastes really good too. It's a good tasting pie. The only thing now, I'm gonna cook it and I'm going to prick it with the fork around the edges and on the bottom, just to make sure that it doesn't bubble up, because you don't want a pie crust to bubble up, because you want to be able to put all your stuff in it. So this one I am going to bake like this, and I'm gonna put I think I'm gonna make a peanut butter pie later, but not gonna share that recipe with you guys quite yet. So it goes in the oven for 425, and I'm gonna put it in for 10 minutes. It usually takes in my oven a little bit longer than 10 minutes, but then I'll have this beautiful pie. So I'll give you a quick look when it comes out so you guys can see what it looks like. So here I took my pie out of the oven, and it took my pie crust about 13 minutes, and it has these awesome golden edges, and it looks so flaky and perfect. So now you have the makings to start the best pie ever. So go do it. And wait, Tater, you have anything to say, Tatesies? Yeah. All right. Say goodbye to everybody. Bye, Tates.